we go to the topic about cryptocurrency and how the market, how you feel about
Market is very bad now. So I think the Fed interest rate hike, the inflation. Wow, the inflation is really crazy because you look at the inflation now. Of course, they'll blame Joe Biden's style. His style is to blame China. Oh no. His style is to either blame China or Russia. So they say, oh, because of Russia war, now we have the inflation. But you look at the chart, the inflation started your January. You already have very high inflation since January. January, I think. Let me see the webpage. January was already 7.5%. Okay, the whole of last year, the average for America or the USA inflation was 4.7%. That's the whole of 2002. Of course, he took over the presidency in January. So January it was 1.4%. Then February 1.7, then 2.6, 4.2, 5.0, 5.4, 5.4, then 5.3, 5.4, 6.2, 6.8, 7.0. In December, last year December, it was 7.0, and then January 7.5, February 7.9, and then March, April, May is more than 8%. So I don't know how he actually managed to blame Russia because Russia war only started in the end of February. So it has to be the COVID, how he managed the COVID. Obviously, the whole world facing the same problem, but you can't just blame one war and then say, oh, inflation is because of the war. No, it started way before that. Yeah, so in fact, during Trump administration, Trump was a president from 2017 January to 2021 January, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he took office in 2017 January. So during his presidency, average for 2017 2.1%, then 2018 2.4. 2019 1.8, 2020 1.2. Actually, in his last 2 years, the inflation fall. The inflation rate went down during the last 2 years of Trump administration. So somehow Biden managed to. Of course, people say, "Oh yeah, because Trump period doesn't have COVID," but COVID started since December 19. So Trump has 1 whole year of problem solving in his head. He's thinking how to solve the problem, but obviously he was like, according to a lot of people, he went to play golf, he went to do this, he went to do that, but which president don't need an off day?
Okay, now let's start the live stream, and it's time for to say hello, good morning to our audience. This morning display.
Hello everyone, nice to see you all again.
Yeah, June
Tuesday,
21st.
21st of June.
Yeah.
So the market is in turmoil now.
Yeah, and people say that it's how bad of the Bitcoin. We are going to the bear trend, the downtrends, and as if we compare with the last week, the price of crypto now is go down below 20,000, and it's also have a time go to 17,000, and so many analysts say that it's a good go down further to the 15,000, but we always be optimistic, but we should see what happening and why the price is go down, and we find one of the articles say that based on some of the analysts say that could be even colder, even longer. Yeah, it means the the bear trend, the downtrend could even longer than 19 than 2017, 2018, even 1 year later. Yeah, so we also could expect in the last half of 2022, the price could be remain like 20,000 or could even down to 15,000 or even lower. Yeah,
And there's
because
a high possibility there, I
yeah,
guess.
yeah, that's why we also expect some of the downtrend. We see so many companies, so many uh, uh, finance institutional, they have some action to with with some happening right now. And in the beginning of the live stream, Mr. Nicholas shared to us about the U.S. Inflation. Okay, let's see. You, Mr. Nicholas, continue with the U.S. inflation. Uh,
Right. Okay. Before the inflation, there's this interest rate hike
yeah,
that is causing a lot of problem. This is the main juice that is affecting the market everywhere. Yeah. So this the Fed's benchmark rate, as per reported, will end the year, which means you'll finish at the end of the 2022 at 3.4%, higher than what they predicted in during March. During March, they say, "Oh yeah, so the interest rates will only reach certain point." Uh, but I think it was about 1.9% or something like that. They were saying. So now they look at the situation. They say, "Oh, I think by end of the year it'll be 3.4%." Yeah. So and then okay, of course, this interest rate hike is the biggest since 1994. 1994 is like what, 28
yeah,
years ago. Yeah, so
that's
in the
right.
last 28 years, this time round is a biggest hike. Yeah, so that calls for a lot of attention for a lot of business people as well. Yeah, you look at how the stock market perform. You look at how Dow Jones perform. You know that things are not looking very good now. Yeah, in terms of GDP, now we are expecting that the GDP would just be only 1.7% for the US. Yeah, will
Yeah,
only be just 1.7% instead of 2.8%, which they estimate uh, 3 months ago. 3 months ago, they think, oh yeah, this year the GDP would be 2.8%. But now they look at the situation. No, 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 no. It's just going to be 1.7%. Yeah. So that's the situation right now. Yeah. So let's move on to the next one, which is talking about uh, inflation. Yeah. So
inflation.
this
Yeah,
is something that we have briefly discussed. Uh, the inflation last year was 4.7%. So of course, at 4.7%, it was already pretty quick, faster than a lot of other countries. Now, uh, inflation is not 6 point, it's 8.6% in May, just last month. Yeah, so of course, this is largely driven by the 5 trillion spending the US government that approved. Yeah, basically it's largely over COVID management, how they deal with the problem of COVID uh, rather than it being a cause of the Russian-Ukraine war. So
yeah,
Russian-Ukraine war is just playing a small role actually. In fact, you see this chart from January onwards, it's already 7.5%. February is 7.9%. The war started in 24th of February, which is the last 4 days of February. Yeah, so if you take the war out of the account, it's basically 7.5 and 7.9% for the January and February. So if you look at the last 4 years, it's actually very low. So that is why now you look at the situation out there worldwide, everyone is scrimmaging for a lot of things. Yeah, of course, this Ukraine-Russia war play a part today in terms of food price increases everywhere in the world. Yeah, because basically they are the largest, the few largest food producer, oil producer, gas producer. In fact, the manufacturing of semiconductor chips, they require
Yeah.
a few type of natural gases.
Yeah.
So three of them are namely xeon, argon, and krypton. Yeah, these three
Yeah.
gases are very important
That
to.
gas is used for the
Uh,
electronic chip.
yes. So
Mm.
Russia produces that. So
Mm.
imagine from 2 months, 3 months ago, America called a lot of Europe countries to, hey, let's come together and sanction Russia. But then Russia is not just producing food, it's not just producing gas and oil. They are producing these few natural gases, which is very important for manufacturing of your semiconductor chips. Yeah, so the West and Europe, they realize, oh no, now we are in trouble. Now we must find our way out of this situation. So
Yeah.
I don't know what they are going to do next, but this is a situation right now. So that is why a lot of people say, oh yeah, people say Russia making a lot of money now. No, it's fake news, fake news. No, it's actually quite a true news because they produce all these very important products and resources for manufacturing a lot of things and for your food. Yeah, so this is the inflation chart comparison across the world, different countries. I think there's 12 countries here. So
Yeah.
the scale at the bottom, it says 2020, 21, and 22. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think graph chart comparison are the best. You see who are moving and who are not. So basically, US, UK, France, Italy, Brazil, Spain, New Zealand, Canada, they all have a similar graph. Even Australia as well, Germany as well, they all have a
Yeah.
similar graph. From 2020, it went down to towards the end of 2020,
Yeah.
and then this is inflation. Inflation start to take up until where we are today, June.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this one is 8.5, so it should be, I think, May 2022. Yeah. So it's pretty scary. You look at the charts. The only country that is going against the inflation is China. You look at China. China, instead of going up like the rest, it is actually going down and hanging at the bottom. So basically, China is doing quite well throughout this COVID crisis and this Ukraine-Russian war crisis. Uh, I believe part of the reason is because there's sanction by the US and Europe against Russia for oil, for export, for a lot of things.
Yeah.
So who is Russia going to sell to? They sell to China. China have so many mouths to feed. Yeah, so China bought a lot of food, a lot of gas, a lot of oil uh, from Russia as well. In fact, the last few months, China had to fulfill its quota by buying a lot of food from USA as well. But then that's because USA said, "Oh, you should fulfill your quota." So China said, "Okay, I buy because I have so many people to feed anyway." So next we moved on
Yeah. It's a blockchain replace
to
Swift in
no,
Russia. Yeah. This
yeah, you
look
see
like
after, yeah, all this is happening, Russia is now moving into something like this, Mr. Richard.
yeah. And then this information I think with the sanction from the Western country to Russia, and Russia that is going to use blockchains to replace with the SWIFT, and Russia may issue the CBDC also. Yeah, and we also could expect that because the thing happened with the war and and, and at this moment, we also expect uh, the Fed may reduce the interest rate, and the company they may not find more and more employee. And in the crypto world, I also found some of the articles say that who's firing and still hiring during the Bitcoin bear market. And we all see the list of the company here. Most of the company firing is based in US, and the other is based on some of the other country that have the lower that's it mean has multinational like Binance, like Karen in Europe, and then some of the other country also in US based, but they can survive. Uh, in my opinion, with this current situation, some of the projects, some of the company, they are also selling some of their asset, crypto asset, to survive during this bear market. And back to the question, like in the beginning of the story, uh, beginning of our live stream, how bad the Bitcoin bear market will get. And we have two main parts. One, cryptocurrency has been closely correlated with the US equities, and prices are expected to keep trending downward. And the first is in the article, they also expect that the US will adopt cryptocurrency, adopt crypto asset. And this article I get from the clip. Yeah, we also can review here, and I also will show to you some of the highlight. Like in the beginning, the new issue now is inflation. That's why U.S. The Fed is going to increase the interest rate to reduce this inflation. Like previous slide, Mr. Nicholas also said was the inflation in US now around 8.5%. Yeah, one of the highest uh, uh, highest figure to let us concerned about it. And that's why Fed is increased the rate 0.75% since 1994. Yeah, it's really high rate, and that's why it's make a lot of company need to lay off their employee. And then that's why the Bitcoin also risky to going down. It's going from the 22,000. Firstly, I see it's around 30,000. I also expect it's hanging around 30,000. But after the Fed to say that they will increase the rate to 0.75, and then the price go down to 30,000. With the price go down to 30,000, a lot of DeFi project company also need to thinking about it, because I hear some of the quotes, some of the sentences say that if you make a loan to if you make a loan 100,000 and you cannot pay back, you will be in trouble. However, if you make a loan 100 million and you cannot pay back, the owner will be in trouble, not you. That's the situation
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now. Yeah,
yeah.
the
Because
owner will be. Oh,
if you take 100 million, you can't pay back. You just fold.
yeah, that's why the owner, and the situation right now is a lot of DeFi projects, they are the owner of some of the people have a loan a million, 100 million, and now they cannot pay back because the lock asset is the crypto asset. If they pay back, they will pay back the crypto asset. But if we compare with the price right now, it's just it's really low. It's like some of the project like Luna or Terra. Now they need to pay back their loan, and they say that they have the lock Luna Terra, but the price of Luna now is around a few hundred, if compared with the $1 million before they make a loan. So how can they? So how can they do that? Yeah, that's why it's also similar like in the real life. Like before you make a loan, you use your house as a collateral. However, if we compare with the current market, the price of the house is really low. So the bank will get that lower price, and the bank will be in trouble. Like the owner will be in trouble. Yeah, the owner of the loan will be in trouble. And some of the based on rule, Alex Rule, one of the his uh, his crypto one analysis, and he says it's all about inflation and Fed even for crypto, and we also expect that the SP could bottom out in the second half of the years, yeah, and will be around 10 to 15% lower than the current level, and with the Bitcoin tracking that similarly, yeah.
If S&P 500 go below, go down another 10, 15, 20%, I think this problem is bigger than what people usually think now.
Yeah, that's why the Bitcoin may also go similar with this S&P point, and also the same with the Ethereum. We also see he also say with the Ethereum also the power by NFT, but the thing iron must be better. And now the price around 1,000 plus. Yeah, it look like uh, that's my, that's why somebody could buy the as the price about 4,000, now is around 1,000 plus. Is also unexpected price. And also he also say that Bitcoin could uh, we also remember in the little winter 2017, the Bitcoin fell from 19,000 to 13,000 just 6 days. Uh, and after 1 year later, it's only around 3,003. It's also similar like this one when the price around
Yeah.
60,
I
65
remember
now
that.
is right. Yeah.
Now
And
very
now, yeah. And in the last of the article, crypto winter could be even colder, even longer. And I also use it for the thing I say. And we also expect for the worst, but we also be optimistic. Um, based on the based on some of the figure we see, and we hope the price could be hanging around. And let's see what's happening uh, with the current situation. As a in my own opinion, I see between the war between Ukraine and Russia, uh, it's boost the U.S. and the Western country go into the hard situation because they need to funding for the war, and they also thinking how to get out of uh, uh, the hard situation with the lack of energy, lack of gas and power, because next 6 months, the winter is coming. They also expect the world maybe is around a few months, but now just trying to play the slow chess with them, and it's really high stuff in this situation. Yeah, and we expect we hope for the best, and yeah, of course, everyone want everything better, want the market should rebound back, and we hope people will get balance in this situation, and they will find a way to control, to manage the current situation. and and then Mr. Nicholas, do you have any information you want to share to our audience, or we can complete the live stream?
Yeah. Let me touch on a little bit. Just now we mentioned something about S&P 500. S&P 500,
Yeah,
their price in June was 4,000 plus. Now
yeah,
today is 3,600 plus. So it is down by about 500, and that is quite a big fall.
yeah,
Right. So S&P 500 basically, for those of you listeners who are not sure what it is, basically it is an index that they collate for the 500 strongest company, how they do in their stocks and things like that. So they put together this index
yeah, that's right.
to let the world know, to let the investor know how the market is doing for these big companies. Yeah. So it means Standards and Poor 500 index. 500 leading US publicly traded companies with primary emphasis on market capitalization. So this is what it basically is. Yeah. So I think gas pump price is very high right now. Still not as high as Singapore, but it's still high. Yeah. So I think it was five. Regular is about nearly $5 per gallon. Per gallon, not per liter, per
Yeah,
gallon. Yeah. So and the mid grade is about $5.30 or $5.40 per gallon. So I think it'll continue to increase over there. Looking at how situation goes, how situation is right now, and probably going to continue to be like that. Yeah. So of course, for those who are driving, perhaps you can start driving less if you're living in a country with very good transport infrastructure. Yeah,
yeah,
transport
that's right.
network like Singapore, Singapore, Korea. Which other countries have a lot of subways? Uh, yeah, Hong Kong I think has. Yeah, I think China, some of the big cities, they have very good network of train transport. Yeah,
Yeah,
so you can leverage on all these kind of things. Yeah, so hopefully every one of you, as you enter this week, you whatever investment you want to make sure you read up on the information available. Of course, this market fall. Uh, I think Bitcoin went down to 17,000 on 18th of June,
yeah.
which is 3 days
Just a
ago.
few days ago. Yeah,
So 3 days ago means it's Saturday, right? Yeah, I
yeah,
think Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. So it went down to 17,000. For ETH, it went down to 800 plus. Yeah. So so very unexpected. I think the trend is always for the last few months. The trend is that during the weekend it go to the lowest, and then by
yeah,
Monday or Tuesday it try to climb back up because it is a trading week. Yeah, so by Monday, Tuesday it's supposed to come back to a quote unquote slightly more normal pricing. Yeah,
yeah,
but it's still low. You know, yeah. So of course, what we covered today, we don't know when it is going to stop. We don't know when it is going to go up again. We don't know how far the bear want to dig. If the
yeah,
bear want to dig further, it might just go down to 15, like what some experts out there are expecting. Yeah, we never know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And then we also expect it could be colder or even longer. Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
why we may
Yeah,
get
looking
it.
at the
Yeah,
situation now, I think
yeah,
it's going to stay down there for a longer time than we
yeah,
expect. Yeah,
yeah,
initially we are expecting, oh yeah, it's just a usual down. It could recover by in 2 months' time. That was May that we are talking about it. Now it's June, so 2 months' time from May is July. So we were thinking, oh, perhaps by July it will slowly start to pick up again. But looking at the situation right now, I think it's going to take a longer time than that. No
yeah.
choice. We can't do
Okay.
anything.
Yeah, we also can't do anything. And now I think it's a time for us to complete our live stream and say goodbye to our audience and hope you have a nice week ahead and to be optimistic and always think ahead, find a way to get out of this situation. Yeah, and Mr. Nicholas.
All right. So thank you all for joining us. So I hope you guys will be able to make something out of this bad situation. And let's stay safe from COVID. As usual, I think
Yeah,
I think the world is still in a very messy situation right now in terms of
yeah,
COVID. But over here in Singapore, we are slightly more fortunate, but still don't take things for granted. Yeah. Okay. See you
yeah.
all again. Bye bye.
See you. Bye bye.